I am the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Steer through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Feel for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I'm better than all hope who enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. Fireflies don't disappear.
Everywhere. And then every once in a while, there would be.
What's up, everybody? Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We are so glad that you're here. I got to start off by doing this, Chris, before we get into anything else. I saw a comment in the chat, and I wanted to wish a happy birthday to Nicole. Today is her birthday, so happy birthday, Nicole. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and we wish you many, many more, and happy holidays to you and Danny as well. So I do want to play. We got to play the sound, right?
Well, of course.
got to play the birthday sound. So here we go. Happy birthday, Nicole. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And folks in chat, please join us in wishing Nicole a happy birthday. And while I'm on it, hello everyone in chat. How are all you doing? Glad to see all of you. We've got Eric Rousseau, we've got Clown, we've got Jeremy, we've got Ishi and Nicole and Dylan. Welcome to all of you, and those of you who have not commented yet, whether you're watching from Twitch or Facebook or YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Please, if you don't mind, drop a like on the video. I'm getting all of this out of the way now because when I bring Chris on screen, from the moment I bring him on screen until the time we end, we got stuff to talk about. So what's up, Chris? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm glad we got a lot to talk about again this week.
Same, man. Same. Me too. We have a ton to talk about. We are going to do something a little bit different, and I want everyone that's watching to let me know what you think. The times that I can, where it makes sense and where it doesn't have a lot of music or different things, I will try to play promos on this show. I will do my best to do that. If you guys like that, so we can break them down, I'm cool with that, but I just wanted to just throw that out there that we will be playing part of Howdy's promo from Friday, which if you did not watch SmackDown, do me a favor, go watch it.
Yeah.
Even if you just watch the segment.
I know we should get this out of the way too. SmackDown was pre-taped this week, so no spoilers, please, if anyone knows anything.
Yes, please don't share any spoilers with us, and if you're like us, try to avoid them like you can. The best you can. So, all right. So, as we always do, we get. Well, first I want to go here. So we're going to be back on Thursday for our TNA watch along, and then Joe and I will be back on Sunday for Between the Ropes. So. As we always do, we start out with memories. Chris, I know you sent something over, so just want to have you set that up, and then we'll go into it and talk about it on the other side.
Yeah. So last week we were kind of joking about that and talking about how fast the kids grow up and everything. And I found a little gem here from like Christmas 2019 of the kids. And it was like right after Thanksgiving, we were getting ready to put up the tree and start decorating the house and put on Christmas music, and the kids started dancing around. I thought it was a funny little memory to share.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go.
Look at it! Look, Logan,
Oh man, that's awesome.
I love those videos like that. When Logan was little, he walked like a giraffe.
Yeah. How old was he? He wasn't two yet, right?
No, that was about a year and a half. Well, almost, it was Christmas, so almost 2. He would have turned 2 in that following January. So yeah, almost 2.
That's awesome, man. They've all grown up so much.
Oh, I know.
It's
really weird to see Ari there because she's an adult now. She just turned 18 earlier this year.
Yeah. Wow, man. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, time certainly flies for sure. Yeah, it's funny you were talking about that last week after we got done. I went back and looked at some videos and pictures of my kids when they were little, and man, oh my gosh, it's just hilarious, man.
Yeah, but enjoy them while they're young. They definitely don't stay that way.
Yeah, they definitely don't. Well, thank you as always, Chris, for sharing. And then, we got to get some artwork, and thank you, Chris, for sending some over. And again, I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm not gonna be like I was before. Matter of fact, I've even taken that graphic out, so we don't even have that graphic anymore. So please, if you don't mind, if you see artwork, or if you're Nicole or any other artist, I know Eric Rousseau does a lot of edits. So if you have edits or collections or any of that stuff, send it our way. We want to showcase your talents. So, all right. So here's the first, man.
Yeah, this was very cool.
I saw this and I was like, this is trippy, but I love it. I love this kind of art, man. This is amazing.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of some Joker stuff in the comics.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was amazing. Here's the next one, which I think is really cool as well.
Love how they put the six in the light in the lamp too, kind of little Easter egg thing. I didn't even notice that at first.
Chris, I didn't notice that until you just said it. So thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. Yeah, so shout out to our 2 artists for this week. Like I said, keep them coming. We would love to get more artwork and showcase more artwork and learn about new artists that are out there. So if you come across anyone new, send us their stuff, send us their handle for social media, and we'll shout them out. So
yeah. Speaking of that, I got a couple of things I want to show off. I'm
gonna enlarge the screen for you, Chris, because
I picked up a couple of things from Black Friday sales on WWE Shop. I picked this up, so I'm gonna get framed and put on the wall from when the Wyatt Sicks won the tag belts. I thought that was a really cool photo.
That's such a cool shot.
And then speaking of that, I also had to pick up this little beauty.
Oh,
got the tag team belt with the Wyatt Sicks side plates in it.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful belt.
Yeah. How's the weight on it? Is it pretty?
Oh, it's heavy. It's definitely got some weight to it. Yeah, they do. I've got a couple WWE belts. They do a really good job with the replicas. They're good quality and nice and heavy, and yeah.
Good. Well, we're going to get into some topics and reaction, and I apologize last week to Chris, and I apologize again, but he sent over some stuff last week that we didn't get a chance to get to. So I want us to go over that real quick. And I know many of you have probably seen this story, but it's too good to pass up. So Chris, if you could just kind of break this down, and I'll scroll through the article.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, this is, I know, all of us love the Firefly Funhouse. I personally think it's one of, if not the most creative things that's ever been done in wrestling. It's just so amazing. I still love to go back and watch those episodes. He was just such a genius with that. But this is a cool story about how they came up with the Firefly Funhouse, the ideas that actually inspired it and gave them, those ideas. So this is from Nick Manfredi, I think is his name. that was one of the writers working with Bray and trying to come up with this new idea. You know, Bray was trying to come up with this new character. He wanted to wear a mask, wanted to be a monster, but like he says here, monsters don't cut promos, and we can't lose promos from Bray Wyatt. That's his bread and butter. I mean, obviously, we all know how great Bray promos are. So they were trying to come up with a way for him to be this monster character, but still be able to cut promos. And so Nick was drunk watching the Mr. Rogers documentary and came up with that idea. What if Bray worked with puppets? And there's a scene in that movie of him, Mr. Rogers, putting on a clown mask. It's actually become a pretty popular GIF around the internet. But yeah, it made him think of that. What if Bray, you know, was this Mr. Rogers-like character putting on a mask? And so he texted Bray the idea. And what's funny is immediately Bray wasn't sure about it until Nick was listening to the song Lithium by Nirvana, and the lyrics of it inspired him about the concept of having multiple personalities into the character. And then also scenes in the movie It with Pennywise, and he pitched all those ideas, and Bray liked it. And, you know, they started really working on this idea of him being a Mr. Rogers-like character with puppets in the funhouse. And so, yeah, I thought that was really cool to hear the inspiration behind that. And they worked with Jason Baker, of course, to flesh out these ideas, design the puppets and everything. But yeah, I never knew the story behind it. So I thought that was cool.
Got to shout out Kyle too for
Kyle, of course, had a big hand in it.
Yeah, and I want to say this too. And if you watch the show, no spoilers with what I'm about to say, but if you watch the show, Welcome to Derry, the moment that is referenced in this article also becomes a part of the show. There's a part of the show in the finale. I'm not going to give anything away, but Pennywise says, "I'm a god. I'm an eater of worlds."
Oh wow!
Yeah. So if you get a chance to go and watch Welcome to Derry, it's a great series anyway, and if you like Pennywise and if you like Stephen King, you'll love it. It's gore filled, so it's even gorier in my opinion than the movies. But if you like that kind of stuff, yeah, go check that out. But yeah, in the finale, Pennywise actually says, I'm the eater of worlds. And when I heard that, man, I got chills. I immediately thought of Bray, man. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Clown saying the fact that my two favorites, Raven and Bray, both inspired by grunge, makes a lot of sense. Is she saying the ideas, the amazing guy Baker confirmed that he was Howdy that one time. Yes, yes, he did. Yes. So yeah, man. But yeah, if you, Chris, I meant to text you about that the next day after I saw the finale. I was like, man, I got to tell Chris about this. But I want to have you set this up too, because we've got a few more. Yeah,
another birthday today. In addition to Nicole, today would have been John Huber's birthday. Luke Harper, Brody Lee. So happy heavenly birthday to him.
Hey, absolutely, man.
He's definitely well missed.
Absolutely, definitely missed.
This I knew not. I saw this recently and knew nothing about this. I thought this was really cool that when Bray got sent back to developmental, and we'll talk about the why behind that in a second, as it's very worthy of news right now with Cena retiring. But when he got back to developmental, he worked with CM Punk as part of the Nexus, and it didn't shake Bray. He was still confident and knew that. He was gonna. He said he wanted to main event WrestleMania someday, and he told CM Punk that him and CM Punk were gonna main event WrestleMania someday. And unfortunately, it never happened for Bray. It was gone too soon, but it did happen for Punk, and I'm so glad that it did. I'm a huge Punk fan, and to see that he said he did it for Wyndham, for both of them to main event WrestleMania is just so cool and so well deserved.
Yeah, that was amazing. I didn't know that story either.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll go ahead and get into it. I do want to start out by showing this. So Joe Gacy, today's the day. Thank you for everything, John. Thanking John Cena. So let's get into this story because I had no idea about this story. So Chris, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about it.
Yeah, so evidently Bray worked a tag match with Cena and accidentally poked him in the eye in 2010. And so he was furious about it, blamed him for not being ready. And so they sent him back to developmental to work on his, his in-ring abilities, character, all that kind of stuff. And when he did that, that's when he came up with the idea for Bray Wyatt. And so really, yet again, we can kind of thank Cena for inspiring Bray and for him to come up with that character. Man, who knows? It may not have happened if that wouldn't have happened with him and Cena. So,
man, sometimes mistakes and things like that lead to beautiful creations.
And then, of course, we got this here, one of the most innovative matches ever at WrestleMania. I mean, the Firefly Funhouse match is still and always will be one of my favorite matches that I've ever seen. It's just. You can go back and watch that match over and over again and notice little things you didn't notice before, or find little Easter eggs here and there. It's so cool, and they did such a good job with it. Bray was just an absolute genius to come up with that idea.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about making chicken salad out of chicken bleep?
Yeah,
that's what they did. That match it. And I know some people are like, oh, it really wasn't a match. Well, here's what I would tell you. Was it a traditional match? No. But when was anything about Bray Wyatt ever traditional?
Yeah, exactly. He broke the mold.
He broke the mold. Like, I mean, if they had some of the things that they have today, and during this time, think about what they could have done with The Undertaker, and think about what they did with him still, the limitations in technology and all that. So, I mean, again, this dude broke the mold, man. So, I love the fact that I've been a fan of his for this long, and there's still things that I don't know. And I know that there are a lot of people who know all there is to know. And that's cool, but there are some of us who've been fans for years who still have little nuggets from time to time.
The current stars keep doing these interviews and revealing more and more stories about Bray that that they have. It's so awesome that we still get to see things like that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So we're gonna go into some theories and discussion now because I feel like a lot happened on Friday. So, we obviously got we had to get a response from the Wyatts, right?
Oh yeah,
we just had to. So, boy, did we ever get a response. So I'm going to ask you, Chris, before we play the promo, what did you think of the promo? What did you think about how determined the group looked once they got to the ring? And what did you think about what Howdy had to say?
Oh, I thought it was a fantastic promo. I mean, we've mostly seen Howdy in more, vignettes and things like that, just in a different setting. But for him to just come out, sit down, and talk, it reminded me so much of Bray. I mean, Bray used to come out and just sit in a rocking chair and give a promo like this. It was so cool, just the way that he delivered it and everything. You could just tell so much that he was just channeling his brother in that promo, and it was amazing. Came out so great. Just felt very real and raw the way Bray used to give his promos. Just he was just telling the truth as he saw it, and what he thought about him. Love the fact that he said all of Solo's families turned on him because he used and abused them. That was great.
Yeah, I mean, it was just Here it is. We're just gonna play it for you because I just feel like this was so well done, and hearing Howdy's voice, like again, I could feel the emotion in it. I could feel the passion in it, and there were a couple times where it felt like he got caught up in the moment, and had to really slow himself down because he was really feeling it. So, but let us know, folks in the chat, what did you think of this promo? Let us know your thoughts while it's playing, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Solo Sikoa, you've made many claims this past week, trying to discredit me and my family. But who are you to cast judgment? You may not have the power to look within yourself, Solo, but we do. And the reality is, your real family has all turned their back on you. Because you use and abuse those you claim to love. You're disillusioned. You're out of your mind. Saying the MFTs run SmackDown. Rip the scales from your eyes. The MFTs run nothing, while the Wyatt Sicks have these. So Solo, if you and your family tree want these titles, come and get them.
Man, so good.
Yeah, that was really, really good. Issues agreeing, saying good promo. Yeah, it was a really good promo. So many things he said in there. But again, the emotion and the passion you hear behind it. So at this point, since we got his part of the promo, did you think that the MFTs would come down? Did you expect them to kind of make a run in and get physical again? What were your thoughts on that?
I did, especially after, like, you know, Solo's music hit, and after a couple seconds they did a shot of them looking that way. I thought they were going to attack him from behind.
Yeah,
I thought that's what they were setting up for, was to come up and attack him from behind. So yeah, they caught me off guard too.
Yeah, so like a true heel, Solo and MFT show up on screen, not in the ring. And I'm not going to play Solo's part of the promo, but Solo is saying, well, since you're saying we got to come get the titles, we're going to come get them from you. And maybe if you want to protect your family, you just hand them to us.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about Solo's double down? And like, what do you think this dude just does not understand what tree he's barking up?
Yeah, I love this dynamic. I really liked, Solo's promo too. Like it looked like a mob boss in a movie.
Yeah,
the way he was sitting there at the table with all those guys around him and everything, like, they looked threatening too. And then he starts telling him, if you want your family to be safe, which I know you do, then you need to just hand over the titles. It's definitely a threat, definitely a big threat. So it's, something's got to give in this. It's going to be interesting to see what happens from here. That's definitely for sure.
Yeah,
we do know that they are coming after those belts on SmackDown Friday. So
yes, they are. Yes, they are. Sean Rousseau saying that was a fantastic promo. It sounded like he was channeling a little Broken Heart.
I noticed that. Yeah, there was some of his inflections really reminded me of Broken Matt. I love that too.
Even the way he was speaking, like it wasn't the accent spot on.
Mm-hmm.
But certain ways, the ways that he said certain words, it kind of felt like it. I was like, okay, this feels like Broken Matt a little bit. Listen, let's say Broken Matt, not Woken Matt. I want to have Broken Matt. We're going to talk about the real thing, not Woken. That's just a little pet peeve from WWE days past. But anyway, so I guess my question is this, and I ask this respectfully, and please know that I am a fan of the Wyatt Sicks before I ask this question. So I'm only asking this to play devil's advocate and to create conversation. If they drop the titles to the MFTs now, how would that sit with you, Chris and Chad?
I don't think I would be too upset for several reasons. One, they've had a long run with them. I wish they would have defended them more, but it is what it is. They at least have defended them a couple times and had them for a while. Also, it's kind of to be expected. I mean, we've seen them standing tall a couple times now, and we know it's not going to be that one-sided going into this feud. The MFTs are going to get something from them too. So I could definitely see that being what that they get it. And plus, we all know if they win the belts, they're not going to do it clean. They're going to cheat. They're going to use their members to distract or interfere in some way, I'm sure, to win them. So I think it would be good to further this feud because it would give the Wyatts even more motivation, more reason to come back after them. I think in the end we'll probably see the Wyatt standing tall, but as we talked about last week, I don't mind a little back and forth. Wars don't always go one-sided, so each side needs to get some wins in it. So,
and I think especially if one of those sides somehow, some way ends up with a singles championship, then that adds stakes to it. Not disrespect to the tag championship. But I feel that this is a way that maybe they can reignite the tag division on SmackDown, is having the MFTs taking those titles potentially and maybe just kind of ruling the roost for a little bit, but having those teams kind of come back and forth because you still need to feature those other teams. This is bigger than a 2-team division. So, but, to Ishii's point, I think at some point having a team like Fraxium beat the MFTs. Because I think, and here's another question that I have for you in the chat, Chris, is once the Wyatts lose the tag titles, should they be done with that type of story? Should they be done with the tag division and move to more?
I was just about to say that's another good point, is if they, we all know they don't need those titles. They can still have good matches, good storylines, and everything without them. So, it has been a cool thing, and none of us expected, I think, for them to have them. But we don't know, they're not going to keep them forever, and they don't. Like I said, they don't need to. So, in a lot of ways, that frees them up if that happens. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see where they go from here with it if they do lose them, to see what's next, because I definitely don't think that'll be the end of the feud between them and the MFTs by any means.
Right.
And then maybe they won't go back after him. Maybe they'll just go for all-out destruction at that point.
Yeah, and someone sent me a message here, and I was taking a look at that. So they said to me, what if, since there's so many factions in WWE now, what if at some point we see the Wyatt Sicks up against the Vision?
That would definitely be interesting.
Because there are a lot of folks in that group that you could say betrayed others.
Definitely.
I mean, that's essentially what the group was founded on.
Yeah.
That's their most.
Yeah, there's definitely no shortage of factions or teams, for the Wyatts to go after. So,
right.
I hope that they'll take their time with it, and eventually, maybe we'll get to see some of those things.
Yeah, Yeah,
maybe they end up back on Raw at some point.
Yeah, and again, we bring this up often on Sundays, somewhat jokingly, but not really. There's really not a brand split.
Yeah,
I mean, if they want any team at any time or any person at any time to show up, they'll do it.
Very, very loose at this point.
It's not as much of a line in the sand as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Then the last thing before we have a special guest join us is I want to bring this up too. This is this Saturday, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay,
and that was something I was going to say too. That they're fighting this multi-front battle. They've got this feud going on with Psycho Circus too. That even if they lose these tag belts, they may end up taking the AAA tag belts at some point in the future. So,
right. But Chris, something tells me that in this matchup we're going to get the MFTs interfering.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. There's definitely been a lot of talking going on and not a ton of action yet. So I could definitely see the MFTs showing up and getting involved in this, and it'd be a good thing for them to be highlighted on AAA shows too.
Yeah, absolutely.
WWE's really trying to get a lot more of their talent on AAA shows and vice versa. So
yeah, and I don't know if many people know this, but Apollo Crews is actually in AAA now.
Oh, really? No, I didn't.
Yeah. So after he had a injury, and I know it was a very serious injury, and he had surgery. He's back in AAA now.
Okay,
so.
I knew he's been gone for a while. I figured he must have been injured.
Yeah, so good to see him back too. So, Chris, we always ask this. Since we know that we're probably going to get something Friday from what Solo said, do you think we get a match? Do you think Nick Aldis says, let's make it official to steal a line from Adam Pearce, and he schedules that match, or do you think we get it down the road?
I'm guessing we probably get a tag team title match on it. Interesting thing that I was thinking about this today, trying to figure out, well, what two members of MFTs are going to be in it if they do that? We know it's probably going to be Gacy and Loomis again for the Wyatts, but yeah, what two members of MFTs will be in the tag match?
That was going to be my next
Solo. I don't think it'll be Tala. So I'm guessing maybe, I don't know.
I think it'll be Tama Tonga and Tongaloa.
That's what I was thinking.
GOD, the tag team from New Japan. That's who I think.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Or maybe one of them with JC Mateo. But yeah, I was thinking it'd probably be Tama Tonga and Tongaloa.
Yeah, I think that as long as everyone's healthy, I think that makes the most sense. But they could very well split it up too. But
yeah.
But if you really want to get that GOD presence, that's the vibe that I get from their new look with the face paint and how their whole presentation, and Deanna saying GOD than the others. That's the vibe that I get. Hi, Diana, how are you? And hey, Deanna. So that's what I think may happen. But again, they could completely throw us a curveball. They could have it be, and I still have trouble referring to Jeff Cobb as JC Mateo and Hikuleu as Tala Tonga, but yes, they could switch up.
I would even go out on a limb and say that if that happens, if they have a tag match, I actually would predict that the MFTs do take the tag titles from them. It feels like that's the direction they're going to go, and then I think we're going to get probably some kind of a really good response after that from the Sicks and set up some kind of a bigger match down the road. Interesting thing too. I wonder if that happens, if we see a little more changes going on. This was kind of a different side of Howdy, and you notice Nikki, like, ever since she had that blood splatter on her from that AAA show, she keeps having more and more blood on her each time. It's always been there. I don't know. Just notice some subtle little changes like that. I wonder if we continue to see them change, especially if they lose the tag belts.
Yeah, I could see it, and I think if you're a fan of the Wyatt Sicks, obviously there's a couple different ways you could look at it, but are you going to be upset? Yeah, that's to be expected. But I think this also sets them up for something bigger in the future. You want this group to go against the Judgment Days, the Visions. You want them to go against those types of groups because that means that they're getting more spotlight. They're getting more TV time. That's what those things mean.
Yeah.
So,
and that was another thing I noticed too on this. The crowd response was great to this promo, and very excited as soon as they came out. Everyone put on their flashlights. They've definitely been getting a lot better crowd response lately, which I love to see.
Yeah, and I think to your point, there was maybe a month or two ago where I felt like the crowd response had kind of dwindled just a little bit.
Yeah.
But this made me feel a lot more hopeful. This made me feel like, okay, the crowd is eating it up. And then when Howdy dropped the line about, you say the MFTs on SmackDown, but we have these, and they laid out the titles, everyone kind of did the ooh, So I was really happy to see that response from the crowd because, you wonder sometimes with a group like this, do you lose a little bit of steam? Do you lose a little bit of the momentum because they're not out in front and because they're not doing these wild, crazy things? And it's not necessarily a supernatural kind of act or gimmick. So it's something that's unique and different. And I'm glad to see that the crowd loves them.
Yeah.
And reacts and responds.
I think they've kind of really settled into a good place and established what they are. They've really done a good job of making it about route wrestling. It's that's what their main focus is. They've had these tag belts for a while, and just like Howdy talked about on this, they're talking about they run SmackDown, they run nothing. Like they've done a good job of really keeping it rooted in wrestling. So fans, I feel like, have that expectation now. It's not purely about supernatural or anything like that. It's still about wrestling and becoming dominant.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So.
And then Solo, there at the end of his promo, dropping another reference to Bray and telling them all they can do is run. I imagine that didn't sit too well with Howdy either.
Yeah. I caught that and I was like, man, I wish they panned back to Howdy. I didn't. Maybe they did. I didn't catch that part of it, or I just looked away. But I was like, man, that's not a good thing for Solo to put out into the universe, because I don't think he's gonna fare well. Again, I think the group early on, I think it'll look like they're winning the war, but it's just them winning some battles along the way. Okay, they did pan back to Howdy's face. Okay, what was it? What was the look in his eyes, and what did you see from the other members of the group? That's what
I didn't catch that either. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch it now, because that's what I wanted to see. The eyes of Howdy, and if he had a smirk, and I want to see the expressions of the other members. But yeah, so
love too that picture there. What Rowan did with his mask and turning it around to the Brody side. Yeah, putting it up on the rocking chair there.
Yeah, he was smiling. Says issue. Okay, so Solo's in trouble.
Yeah,
I think we.
He's gonna get it at some point. It may not be right away, but it's coming.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So yeah, Solo's in trouble. He just is. So I want folks to chime in before we have a special guest drop in. What again? The question is, if the MFTs eventually beat the Wyatt Sicks for the tag titles, what's your feel on that? What's your response to that? Do you see a benefit? Maybe it allows them to do bigger things, or do you see it as, no, I like what they're doing right now and I want to see them kind of ruling the roost, so to speak, in the tag division? So let us know in the chat.
I think it would be interesting if they did lose the belts. If going forward, like anytime the MFTs, show up for a match, or if they're backstage or something, the Wyatts are just constantly attacking them, playing mind games with them, and just driving them crazy to the point where Solo snaps and agrees to have this big all-out war match with all of them or something. Like, I feel like that would be a neat way to go about it.
Yeah, they have to be a thorn in the side.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be a thorn in the side. Deanna's saying allow the MFTs to think they have an advantage and further the story. And I would love it at some point if they do lose the titles. If Howdy said something like, it was never about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was never about the tag team titles. It was really about family and being together. And who's really your family? Who's really there for you?
Mm-hmm.
Is she saying, I wouldn't like it because the MFTs defend them? I don't think they would. I think in terms of furthering story, you can have the Wyatt Sicks drop them here. I don't believe in coincidence, and I don't think that the WWE recently put out the thing about the Wyatt Sicks being champs for 100 days just on a whim. I don't think that was just let's celebrate the Wyatt Sicks. I'm sure that was a part of it, but I'm sure there was another motive, and I'm sure that motive.
And whoever has them issue, I think that WWE definitely needs to do a better job of having whoever's champ defend them more often. Right. They have dropped the ball there, so I hope that's part of this plan, is having whoever has them start defending them more often.
Right.
Raw finally started to pick up the pace on that. SmackDown needs to keep up.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can have two good tag divisions at once. You don't have to pick and choose. And speaking of our special guest, the man, the myth, the legend, Tazzy.
Everybody.
Tazzy has a stream coming up this evening, but I am not going to steal his thunder. I am going to let him talk about that and what he's got coming up on his channel, and then I'm going to ask him about Uncle Howdy's promo. So go ahead, Tazzy, take it away.
Well, you see the background; it's very Brayish. Just thought I would do that, but yeah. Don't forget tonight we are NXT bound tomorrow, 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. We have a lot of shenanigans going on tonight. I literally just saw Javon Evans with a post saying that he's going to be waiting in the parking lot. That is so NXT. It's not even funny right now. So
watch out for that parking lot.
Yeah, definitely parking lot. So we know that's going to be very interesting. Also, don't forget we got the number one contendership for the WWE NXT. I don't know, WWE NXT. No, we can't do that. NXT title fatal 4-way. Obviously, you know who's in it: Joe Hendry, Diaz Lennox, Miles Bohr, and of course Leon Slater. Leon Slater, who's actually getting pushed by NXT, which is kind of interesting. So we'll see how it happens with that. Don't forget we got a North American title match later on. Blake Monroe versus Dion Hill, who believes. And of course we got Kendall Gray and Sinclair, Battle of Fatal Influence, and along with a lot of all craziness that NXT offers us on Tuesdays. Just join me for that. I do want to say this. I actually keep on forgetting to do this the beginning of every time I start a stream. You guys can join me inside the stream starting tonight, actually. If you put your email address into the chat. I'll see who it is, and you be able to come join me on the stream and give your thoughts and stuff like that. Now, there is a leash. You say something crazy, I'm gonna throw you out. It's like throwing you out the party. I'm basing the bouncer too. So but you get to join me. Don't be scared. You don't even have to be on the camera. You can actually just have your voice on there. So just come join us for that. Our other stream on Saturday is huge. Well, it's huge for me. It's college football. College football started the playoffs. I know it starts on Friday, but I got a DJ gig, so I can't do it. But Saturday, we have three games. That means we're starting at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, and we're gonna watch all three games. Join me for that. If you don't want to join me, I'm totally fine being on the street by myself and just chilling.
Jazzy didn't hear that, but here we go again.
Yowie, wowie.
Three. I think we have one more like that. I think the next round is like that too, with 3 games each day, and then after that it's like 2 and 2 and 2, and then of course we got the championship game, which obviously that's the only Raw we're probably going to miss while I'm around. Is that night, because it's national championship. We can always watch Raw later. But yeah. So what are we talking? Wait. I'm like holding out. What you want to talk about?
Well, Tazzy, we earlier we reacted to Howdy's promo from Friday, and we were just talking about how much passion, how much emotion he had in it. But just tell us your thoughts on the promo and what you think is going to happen next between the Wyatt Sicks and MFTs.
Well, you know what I like about us Bray fans, the Wyatt fans. We know when to shut up during promos. We like, because every single piece of detail, even the person that he's facing, it means something in that promos. It's like you got to listen. Now, I'm not saying, oh God, here comes my camera again. I must have did a signal. I can't. I gotta see what signal that is for it. Anyways, I think we might have a title change. Not a long one. It's partly because we're going to have one of those. Somebody loses the belt and it's like, oh, okay, I had enough of you guys. One of those. I had enough of you or one of you guys. So now we're going to go hardcore. We're going to go a little bit harder. Like, I would not be shocked if we do I don't know. Can you imagine? This is probably just a dream of mine. Can you imagine everybody in a Hell in a Cell match?
Oh man!
Can you I already thought about that. How wild would that be? Like an 8-man Hell in a Cell match.
And everybody knows the Wyatts know about Hell in a Cell. Trust me, I was there. I know. So I would love to just do a Hell in a Cell match and just like, all right, you guys just do what you do. Just pray whatever weapon you want. Bring it. Obviously, it's big enough where you can actually have stuff underneath the ring too. That's what I like about the Hell in a Cell matches. This is why I love that we have not had one this year at all, which is amazing.
That's for a while they were doing way too many. I'm glad they've kind of scaled it back and they only use it when it's necessary now.
Which means we're either going to get it at the Rumble or somewhere around that time, or WrestleMania. I don't know which one. I'm seeing a lot of storylines that you could actually use the Hell in a Cell match with. So I would not be shocked if you just all of a sudden hear Hell in a Cell within the next 2 or 3
Cody
months.
versus Drew right now would be another good one.
Right.
I wanted to ask y'all about that too, because Chris sent me something yesterday that I had not seen, and I don't know if you had a chance to see it. So, Chris, I'm not going to steal your thunder, and I'm going to have you set it up and ask the chat and Tazzy if they've seen this.
Yeah, so yesterday during Raw, WWE posted a video. It wasn't shown on TV or anything. It was, they had the SmackDown logo on it, but it was like, it said exclusive. It was, on SmackDown, Nick Aldis referenced that he was going to Drew's house to talk to him about reinstating him. Well, this is what that was. He went to Drew's house and they had, they filmed it and everything, and they worked out a deal for him to come back. And then all of a sudden, Drew looked on his security cameras, and there's Cody out front at his house. And he goes out there, and they brawl, end up going into his house and stuff. It was just wild. Like, it reminded me a lot of some of the cinematic matches from the COVID era. It was kind of like that. It was really cool, really well done. They have, if you look on WWE's YouTube channel, they have that video on there. Definitely worth watching.
It felt very Brian Pillman-esque.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it on accident. Actually, I was like, how I have my the X going while Raw's going on, just in case something pops up and then like something big come up, and I'm like scrolling, I'm like, what's this? So I put I put my mic on pause, and I was like, what's going on here? And I'm looking while I came in, which match was going on, and I was like, oh, we're going that route. Oh, well, you just did Last Man Standing, so the only thing I can think of is Hell in a Cell, or I don't know. Do you do a First Blood? Do we bring back the First Blood matches?
Yeah, it hasn't been done in a long time.
Let's be real.
And Drew said in that he gets to pick the stipulation. We haven't said what it is yet. But
let's
that was part of the deal he made with Nick Aldis. Drew gets to pick the stipulation this time.
I think the First Blood match would probably be a bad idea for Cody, because you know how Cody Rose is.
Yeah. Cody should avoid First Blood matches at all costs. Just be like, no, absolutely not.
Between him and John Moxley, I'm like, I don't think you guys should be doing these matches.
Those two plus Eric Young.
I definitely agree with your comment here. I would love to if we started seeing a more. That's what I was hinting at. I would love if we started to see more of a sinister side at the Wyatt Sicks. Definitely.
Well, I was actually going to ask that question. This was going to be and Ishii said Wyatt Sicks will be darker and heel. So I was going to end here and just ask you both. I'll start with Tazzy and we'll end with Chris. And Chris, when you answer, just give your final thoughts on everything, tie a bow on it all. But Tazzy, what do you think about that if they do lose, seeing the Wyatt Sicks come back as a more sinister group?
And there'll be always times where you go back and you look at the whole Bray stuff, and it gets a little darker at times, which is very scary. And see Bray just scary because you know him as a person. You're like, come on, but as a performer, you're like, ooh, like I think it'll happen. I think what's going to happen is that would probably happen if they move to Raw. I don't know if anybody know, but I think they're thinking about doing a shakeup. They're not doing the draft. I know everybody's like, oh, they're doing the draft. You only do the draft and you get new GMs. If you get new GMs, that's when you do the draft. But a shakeup is actually, do you know what they might do? They might do the same thing they did last year. It's the transfer portal. Which, okay, I'm totally down with that. Same thing. But I am. I think it was going to happen because I think this probably be better for Netflix. Because Netflix, you can probably do more stuff. I don't know if anybody knows, but I think I don't know if you guys seen, but Netflix, I mean WWE on Raw, WWE on Raw. You guys know what I mean. It's getting a little not PG. And it slowly could be covered. Like, I don't think you can do a PG in here no more. You can't do it. It's not. So I think that's the route they're going to on Netflix starting next year. I think this first year was like, okay, we're not going to mess up anything. And then now the second year is like, all right, let's do some stuff. What you got? What you got? Oh, you want to do that? Hey, put the gun down.
Can't have that.
Put the gun down. Hey, no cutting people. No, stop. But and no people hitting the heads. I don't think the headshots will ever happen again. Probably on What's Their Blue Moon, because it causes concussions. And you know what happens with concussions? You get the mental health, and the mental health. I'm just saying. Trust me. I know I got family, so I know. So yeah, I think it's going to be. I know that was a long answer question. Yeah, I think they're gonna wait until Netflix and go to Raw, and probably it's either probably going to be versus the Judgment Day, which is going to be very interesting because you got women in there too on the Judgment Day, so you can actually have Nikki involved with that, and then that's the only group you actually can do that in, honestly. But yeah, I think stay tuned. I think they're starting sometime next year. That's when it's going to start getting a little crazy. Probably close to the WrestleMania time. Stay tuned.
All right, Chris, bring us home, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this is going. I think that now that they've, like we talked about, the fans are kind of getting back into them. They've built up a little bit of momentum now. I think this feud's going to be good for them, and it's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. I think that with the fans back on their side and stuff, that maybe they can push into some things a little more, see a little bit of a darker side to them and stuff. So I think they've got a lot of flexibility they can do now and a lot of room to expand on it. So I'm excited to see where this is going. Hopefully things in 2026 for the Wyatt Sicks.
Absolutely, man. I think if we got a darker side to them, I don't think any of us would complain at all. So.
No. And you can even, as to Clown's point, you could do them darker without turning them heel also.
Right.
Bray did that very well.
Very well. And again, I think with a group like this, you don't necessarily have to be defined. I think sometimes the less they're defined, the better it is. They can go after anyone, heel or face. So, I don't think they have to necessarily be heel. I'm going to go over our schedule again real quick. We'll be back on Thursday for TNA Impact, and that one is going to be crazy because there's a steel cage match between Team TNA going up against Team NXT. That's going to be wild.
See how that tied in together for today?
So it's going to be crazy, and you might see some folks showing up tonight on NXT that might be involved on Thursday night. So,
and the Righteous will be watching.
Yes,
on Thursday.
Yes, they will. And doggone it, fans, treat the Righteous better.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was disgusting the way they were treating them.
Who are you? You know who that is.
You know exactly who the heck they are. My goodness. Before I get ticked off and treat this like a hero.
I think I had enough of that this week.
Man, that's why we did the show the way that we did on Sunday. We just got to try to keep it, our opinions about what we saw, what we thought happened, and
I wish I would have did that. I wish I would have did that Saturday, but I saw it. Probably didn't help that I had a no beverage. Didn't really help that. So yeah, I kind of I do apologize for the cussing, but sorry, but not sorry.
But I will say this as we end. At this point in time, please name me a bigger heel in WWE than Gunther, especially after last night. I think you'd be hard pressed to name with that much heat on them.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean, it's so wonderful how they can set this up because Chris and I were talking about this before the stream started. He's this generation's Randy Orton. instead of he's ending careers, he's retiring people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they've had, I mean, yes, Dom, great heel, all of that, but it feels different. They haven't had this type of heel in a while.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So, yeah. So, but join us on Thursday for TNA. Join Tazzy tonight for NXT. You might see some crossover appeal there. Tazzy, thank you for joining us.
Always, yeah.
And hopefully you have a good stream this evening. Get to see some good wrestling and hopefully a lot of shenanigans.
A lot. There'll be a lot.
Chris, thank you as always, man.
Yep.
I appreciate the conversations. And thank all of you in the chat. You all are part of this show too, so thank you all so much for chiming in. Please drop a like on the video before you head out and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We're going to head out, folks. Hopefully we see you on one of our upcoming streams. Take care and enjoy the wrestling this week. Have a great rest of your night.
I am the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Step through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug.